Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Thank you for joining me. We will be working today with July the 18th through the 24th, 2022. We are still in that Cancer energy for the sun sign, but we've only got a couple more days of that. Because on the 23rd, that's going to move into Leo. And Leo is a very strong energy field, very, very different from Cancer. What we have been experiencing, Cancer being a water sign and Leo being a fire sign. So we should prepare for that. I'm going to try to help you with that. And then Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, that is still in Cancer as well. There's a lot of that Cancer energy we've been dealing with the last month or so, which is good energy if we use it correctly. Then on the 20th of this week, it moves into Leo. That's right. So instead of Cancer, Cancer, we're going to have Leo, Leo. And then on the Venus end, which is what we're attracted to, what's attractive about us, what we're drawn to, that's still in Cancer. So we'll be living with that for a little bit as well. And guess what? That will be moving to Leo on the 19th. So we're going to have as strong a Leo energy as we did a Cancer energy. Cancer being kind of just to go over. And again, if you're interested in doing any of the past podcasts or catching up, Charlie O'Brien has kindly put it on the website, the archived podcasts. That's www.terriworld.com. And he's got us on Amazon and SoundCloud and Spotify and iTunes and let me see, my goodness, where else? I think YouTube is the newest one. So yay, Charlie. So you can catch up on what the Cancer energy allowed us, which is compassion and caring, maybe a little bit of neediness, very psychic, very sensitive to what the needs are of people around us and our own needs. Moving into Leo is a very, very different energy. One's a water sign, as I said, and one's a fire sign. So we're going to have to really be careful of that fiery, passionate, and passion can be a good thing, but if it misfires, excuse me, can be deadly. So we need to watch our short fuse. It does not lend itself well to criticism, even if it's constructive criticism. So we have to just kind of look at, are we offering some advice to people, or are we criticizing, and how are they going to accept that? Because during this time, our ego is very fragile and very important to us, and we want to feel good and we want to feel shiny, just like the lion roars, right? So the lion wants to impress the beans out of everything and everybody around them. And that's how we feel, or may feel. And so if somebody does criticize us, that doesn't feel so good. I noticed it today. I had a client come with her husband and her dog. And I believe in my heart, of course I don't have to live with them, right? But in my heart, I felt that he was trying to help her understand what she was doing. Of course, I'm getting paid to do that. But, you know, I thought he offered some very thoughtful and kind suggestions, and she took offense to it, really, totally. And then made excuses for what she was doing. And I don't think that's how he presented it to, or wanted it to be presented to her. So that's that lion energy we're preparing for, is take exception or take it personally or be offended. So we have to be very careful that we don't get into that energy field and be offended easily or offend. So constructive criticism may not be easy to work with right now in the next month or so. Be very careful that you don't get shot for doing something like that. But it's a wonderful time for leadership and just feeling good about things, just going out and, you know, being the cat, play a little bit, sleep a little bit, have those naps that are so important. Just enjoy it. Now, Mars, the planet of our drive, our passion, and that is a fire planet, and that is red. You know, red is in the bull still, Taurus. So we're still going to maybe work with some of that solid, willful. A bull can be very willful, very strong-minded. Now we can take that strong mind, as I said in some of the other podcasts, and focus it and structure it so that we get things done. It's a really good energy for that. Or we can just get strong-minded and cut our own nose off to spite our face. It's our choice, right? That's our choice. But trying to make the choices a little bit easier and a little bit better for us. Now, the first part of the week, the moon is in Aries, and I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Aries being the ram, again, a fire sign. So you combine the fire of potentially moving into Leo, because we're potentially coming into that, because Monday is the 18th, and Leo in the sun sign happens on the 23rd. In Mercury, it happens on the 20th, and in Venus, it happens on the 19th. So we're preparing for this really fiery energy field. So we have to be cognizant of, do I have a short fuse? And so we have to look at are we angry? Are we just frustrated? Or what are we really feeling? So anger can be a stand-in for painful emotions. And so we have to then really try to look at it and say, this anger that I'm feeling in this situation, does it warrant it? What's going on here? Does it make sense? And then examine us. Am I feeling abandoned? Am I feeling afraid? Do you feel that you could enlist the support from other people? Or maybe spend some time thinking about, what is it that I fear? Do I fear putting them to a test to see if our friendship is solid? What is it? What are my feelings really? And how can I share them with somebody that I trust? It could be a professional person, could be a friend that you respect. But how do I share my feelings? And maybe a support group. Maybe it could be a whole bunch of you friends getting together and discussing feelings. I have a little group that we get together, and good heavens, we talk about everything, books, everything. It's about 5 women, and I enjoy their company completely, and I enjoy their conversation and their ideas and their creativity. And I don't think I'd be afraid to share things with them and lay myself out and let them really see me. So do you have that support group around you? Maybe this is a great time to start thinking about making one, drawing some people together, and so that we can deal with maybe feelings that are similar to each other or different. Something's going on with the human race. It doesn't take a psychic to notice this, and something has to be done. So maybe us coming together can be more of a community and help with that. We may need to learn how to express this. Many of us maybe can't express something like that. So possibly we could look at setting aside a safe time, maybe in a safe place each day, to look at our feelings and diffuse any of the feelings that aren't correct or don't seem logical or are angry. So I've been guilty of this. Some people can yell in their car with the windows rolled up. I've done it. I've done it. Some people find stress relief with certain techniques like meditation or yoga. I take my dogs for a walk out in the bush. I also groom them. There's a lot of hair flying around here right now that the dogs don't have anymore. Because if I find certain clients particularly difficult to deal with, or certain situations, I just go brush the dogs. It's a benefit for tooth. It makes the dogs feel better. We bond. I don't rake all their fur out. I do it in a gentle, loving way, but it also gets the fur off the floor. And they look better for it, and we've bonded, and I feel better. So everybody has a different tool. You may need to look at what tool you have that can take that stress, that anger, whatever you're feeling, and release it. Maybe punching a pillow, or spurts of strenuous activity. I've done that too, where I just ran as hard as I could run for maybe 10 steps, and then walked, and then ran. And then some people will box and hit that bag. So think about what your options might be for releasing some of this emotion. and plan how to express that safely. That maybe what some of the problem is with some of these people that are doing these horrible things. Maybe we're all a little in need of that. And can we do it safely when it crops up so we don't do something that we regret? Sometimes with some people, writing about the situation makes them feel a little bit better, makes them feel that they're getting it out, they're putting on paper. It helps us to focus on it, and it shows us maybe what's beneath the surface of our anger, our feelings, our hurt, our whatever we're dealing with. And maybe you can confess to people that I'm feeling, because this is a short fuse time, I'm feeling a little short fused right now. And if I step over the line, I apologize ahead of time. I hope that you'll make allowance for me. And I've done that. I have done that to my family. When you're younger and you're having all those hormonal imbalance, you can feel it coming. Sometimes it takes you by surprise. But I have been known to warn people, it's too late for me. Go save yourself. Run! My chain has just snapped. So if you know about it, you can warn the people that you love to head for safety. If you don't know it and you haven't done some self-evaluation, you can harm maybe. So just look at it. What can I do to save the people that I love from me at this time? And just be honest. And I've done this with people even on the phone. I'm running a little short of time, and I've had a long day. Could we make this a little bit quicker? I don't have much patience right now. Or can we deal with this tomorrow, because my patience is really thin right now and I probably wouldn't do a good job working with this. Could we look for a time tomorrow? So it's okay to be honest if you have to in that. And that's what the universe is offering to us this week to look at as we make this transition. Health-wise, what we may deal with is if you have sinuses, everybody has sinuses pretty well, but I have sinus issues, head issues, teeth, your tongue, that's the vulnerable part towards the beginning of the week, moving down to the neck, the vocal cords, the thyroid, and then towards the end and the last of the week, tension could go into your shoulders, your arms, your hands, bronchial tubes. We could have some lung issues. So if you are vulnerable in those parts, that could be more of a thing for this week. So guard. So me knowing that vocal cords could be an issue, I will be careful because I am vulnerable in that area and I tend to lose my voice during this time. So I'll try not to talk more than I need to and save that voice for when I absolutely need it. So those are the body parts that will be vulnerable. In a very quick a general reading for everybody. It may apply to you. It may apply to somebody around you. The major card, the moon, came up. Now, interesting that where we're making that transition from Cancer, the ruling planet of Cancer, as I've said in previous podcasts, is the moon. And so the card of the moon came up. The moon is instinctual. The moon is traditionally a feminine energy. And it's this gut feeling. So that's that psychic energy feeling, trying to move towards being more conscious of it, maybe using it more, being more aware of it. So it is something to take a look at. It's in a very positive position. So maybe some of you will start working with that psychic energy field, or feeling the feelings or the gut feelings, and making some of your decisions more in tune or in line with that. Just an opportunity to get in touch with that intuitive psychic self. And this is here in a really positive energy field in this reading. The Ace of Swords came up, and it came up upside down. When it's right side up, it's may the force be with you. So it's an energy field that takes our mind and focuses that intellect on a certain thing. So it becomes that weapon. It becomes that energy field that we're allowed to accomplish things because we're very strong, single-minded on one thing, and we get to accomplish that. When it's upside down, it's a little more scattered. So you may experience, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need So give yourself time for that. Maybe you don't know. Maybe we don't know. Maybe this is the time to explore and try to figure it out, to feel what we're feeling, to see what are we feeling, what is going on, because we can't achieve something that we haven't really focused on to see what we want. So that Ace of Swords, that is the force to be with you, taking all that mental energy and focusing on something. If you don't know what it is, you're at risk of misfiring. So let's just say that you wanted that job. You want that job so bad you could taste it. You know how to focus on that. You picture yourself walking down the hall. What do my shoes sound like walking down the hall? What am I wearing? What do I look like? What kind of people am I going to be working with? And you picture yourself in that energy field trying to manifest. When it's upside down like this, we don't even know what job we want. We don't even know if we want to work. So we have to narrow it down or we can't achieve it. So I would pay attention this week to some of the goals. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? What do you see for your own future? And how do you help yourself move towards it? The Four of Wands came up upside down. The picture in that card in my deck, every deck is different, and it's upside down. When it's right side up, it's somebody having our back. So it's, in the old days, when we needed somebody to have our back, they could cover our back for us. And this is upside down. So we may go through a period as we're making this transition from Cancer to Leo that we don't feel supported, or we don't feel that people get us or understand us or know us. So that sometimes feels like we're alone, that we're cut adrift all by ourselves. So that may be something that you need to look at. This might be the universe trying to encourage you to be able to stand on your own, or to be able to ask for help. Everybody's a little different. What do you need? What do you need to do? You may need to look at that. And the last card, again, a major card, seems every time I do readings for you guys, and most of the time the major cards come up. This is the card of the Hermit. Now it's upside down. When the Hermit is right side up, we have a journey, and nobody can make this journey for us. We could have company for a little while, but basically we're on our own, trying to find our own path, our own way, our own thoughts, our own ways of doing things. Now, when it's upside down like that, we fight it. So maybe some of us out there are not looking at how do I move forward? Where do I want to go? Maybe we're kind of throwing it under the carpet, and eventually you got to get that carpet up and you're going to see all the dirt and gunge underneath there. So it's coming into time that we need to explore that. And maybe if you can find somebody that wouldn't mind focusing on you, and you can focus on them later and exploring it together. What's your take on this? How do you see me? How do I see myself? So I think that this journey, the Hermit needs now to have somebody help support us in understanding who we express ourselves as. What do I look like to other people? It's kind of an interesting thing to have people give us feedback about ourselves. We may or may not agree with it, but if you're truly sincere, the universe will support you in your quest for understanding. I've been on that quest my whole life, but I had a real eye-opening experience happen the other day. Somebody off the cuff 3 months ago mentioned to me a quality that I do not admire in myself, and felt that I had it. And I thought, I can't even confess it to you guys. I don't want it out there in the ethers. And I thought, no, they're wrong. I'm not like that. No, I don't do that. And I thought about it, and I thought about it. No. Well, maybe a little, but I don't show it, but no. And then somebody said exactly the same thing to me about a week ago. I thought, okay, there's merit to this. I really have to discover this. So that led me on a journey of listening to another woman talk, and it led me down a path I hadn't even explored, hadn't even thought about. So it really did open up some real interesting thoughts and ahas and epiphanies. And so I'm anxious to continue on this journey and down this road that I'm on. and maybe making myself a better person, hopefully, at the end of this. And that's kind of what we're all being offered right now with that Cancer moving into Leo. So maybe you need to spend some time with yourself this week and discover yourself. The discovery of self. So spend some time doing that. And on that note, I'm going to let you guys go because I promised myself I wouldn't keep you too long. So if you need your own personal reading, maybe some insights for yourself, feel free to text or call 519-726-6699. Or you can email me at Terri, Terri.Coutts, Coutts @gmail.com. I'd be happy to work with you and or your animal. And again, a big shout out to Charlie O'Brien to thank him for putting up all of these podcasts and managing it and giving me the stats and helping me in so many different ways. So if you have any technical things, don't be afraid to get a hold of him because he can set you up really well. Alrighty, again, have a great week, everybody, and cross our fingers. We'll be with each other again next week, discovering what happens the following week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Insights with Terri Coutts, and visit her website, terriworld.com, TERRI world.com. And we'll catch you next time